shit.
What happened?
I didn't push the button. So here we go. 6:44 a.m. to 8:25. This is Lynn's contest. Take two.
Okay, I
Okay.
cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
That, that was funny.
Are you picking up audio? Because I'm not picking up audio.
I do. I can.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. So
Wonderful. So
no.
we're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. So today's contest. What is the number on today's contest?
I believe it's number 56.
And how many people do we got? We got Dumbledore, we got
Uh,
me, we got you,
yeah,
Dark Soul, and Menace.
five people.
All right. Let's see. Collected data.
Uh-huh.
This is the Dumbledore.
Yeah, the first one is Dumbledore's data, but he actually said in the Discord channel that he didn't do this target for blind under blind condition. He did his session after watching your data. So
Oh, is this the no kidding. So this is the target that is this target the one that he sent you?
he sent it in the ZBC target data only channel. So I suppose it's yeah, that's the case. I suppose.
Ah, it's funny because the target I did
Uh,
just this morning. We'll talk about it when I get there. So, anyways, this is Dumbledore's target. Okay.
yeah, he tested. He said that he tested it to you like several days ago.
Holy crap. I got some I got some additional information for that target then. So
Uh
anyways,
huh.
night sky, star spangled, moving plants, large, wavy,
Mm-hmm.
more in wind, metallic cap, warm, steam opening, shaky, the squares, beams, beams, so beams of light.
Yeah.
Projector turning rocks, masonry warm, metal fire, fire spreading in squares, but mostly inside. Feels like someone is trapped in the middle, the square.
Uh huh.
Okay. And what's this? Water, stream, grass, and flatlands. Looks like a coliseum, doesn't it?
Uh huh.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, that's very interesting data from him. And my first impression when looking at his data is that maybe he is describing a historical event, maybe a war or something that happened in the past.
Yeah, or oh, excuse me. I just yeah, I have no clue. No clue. Um, grass in the flatlands. Okay, so this must have been my data for um,
Yes, is your data.
yeah,
So
see, I got
did, did,
columns.
did you know that when you work on this session, you will actually test with target 32082834, or you just work it blind?
I was working it blind.
Okay, so you didn't know that Dumbledore was testing our practice target.
Right, right. I had no clue. So,
Oh,
um, it was kind of interesting. So the deal with this is a blind target that Dumbledore gave me. I had no clue what it was. One of the things that I
mhm.
picked up was there were like steps going up to it. It was dry, hot. There was a pipe underneath it, or an aqueduct, or a well. and
Mm-hmm.
there's roads and smooths are on it. It felt like a. I mean, you can see I got fluted columns, almost like a possibly an old building or
Mm-hmm.
something. And then I kind of drew this. I can't remember if I drew it before or after he front loaded me.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that I kept seeing was these four corners had um, the four red corners were actually light projections, and
Mm-hmm.
the whole deal was it was like elevated points of light.
Mm.
And I tried to figure out the orientation. So I'm sitting there trying to figure out how this thing's oriented, what these points of lights are. And one of the things that I really noticed, so I did a horizontal look. So I looked at it from the side, and you can see on the bottom of my picture right there,
Yeah.
there's a tunnel. And the tunnel is partially caved in, and it looked like there was grass right there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this tunnel that at one point carried water had kind of collapsed a little bit, and there was like a little outflow right here on the corner
Mm-hmm.
by, where it's green. And I figured there's probably grass there. And that's now. Okay. So that was my thought. And the other thing is inside of this area there's squares. And I don't know why they're squares, and I don't know if they're flat, and I don't know what composition. So I was kind of confused, and Dumbledore told me to taste the water, and it's like, holy crap, the water is salty, salty as hell. It's bitter, and I'm trying to figure out what the chemical composition is. It's like calciums and sodiums and just all sorts of salts inside this water, but it's just super bitter. And I'm thinking, well, shit, maybe this is geologically active water because when it bubbles out of the ground, it carries all these chemicals with it, and the water is um, it'll burn your tongue from all the chemicals. Um, so I was trying to. He then front loaded me, so we can come back to it after we take a look at this. We can come
Okay.
back to that data. So let's drop down to whoever did the. Let's drop down to whoever did the other the next one. So who is this?
Okay. This is my data. Not much data. I would say I didn't get much data from it, but the first thing that appears to me in my mind is a structure. And in my E diagram, I try to depict the what it looks like, but I just can't because it's a vague idea. But I would say this drawing to me feels more like vertical rather than horizontal. So it may be a column or a standing structure, but I just cannot make out the shape of it. And it feels hard. It feels like stone, and the color looks brown to me, and it has got an ancient feeling to me. So that's the first page of my data. And on my second page, I have no idea why I was drawing, but I believe I was perceiving a view like standing in an open environment, like in an open field, and there's a road leading to somewhere, but that somewhere feels more like a structure, but I don't know what that structure looks like. And move on, and then I get another perception of it, and but then this time I get a curved object, but again I just cannot draw the details about this object, and it's a big one, and it feels heavy, and it feels rough, and even though I wrote down end of session here, but can you move down a little bit, and yeah, just move downwards. Yeah, look at my geolocation. I believe it's a bleed through. Yeah,
Okay,
further down, further down. Here, my geolocation 19. I get a sense of water, city, and castle, and balloons. And castle to me castle to me is a keyword here because I just real because I did my session blind, and when I saw Dumbledore's data, his second page. Yeah, can you move upwards?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
back to the Dumbledore's data. Yeah, page two, page
Holy.
two.
Okay, hold on. Let me get second
Yeah,
page. Page
uh
one, page two, right
page
there.
two. Yeah, this structure is exactly what I saw in my mind when I worked on your geolocation 1919. Yeah, it may be a bleed through. I don't know, but to me, Dumbledore's drawing is almost like identical to what I was seeing when working on your geolocation. Yeah, maybe I was not looking at the geolocation. I was still hanging over the target 32082834. I don't know. Yeah, Dumbledore's drawing is just reminds me of what I work on your geolocation. Yeah, I wrote down castle, but actually I was not seeing castle. I believe I was seeing Dumbledore's drawing. So
Exactly, and that's kind of what I'm thinking too. Well, the problem with that is, so let's just kind of let's keep going, and I'll explain to you.
yeah, okay.
You saw the what this is, right? You know what this is?
I have no idea.
Oh, really? Okay. All right, let's go a little bit.
Geolocation, I have no idea. I just get several keywords. Yeah, balloons, castle, water, and yeah,
Where's Mana's
uh,
data?
and Mana's data just yeah below this page. Yeah, here.
Nope.
Steel pipes like a barricade. Well, I think it's a vertical structure. If I look at this from a far distance, maybe I would draw something similar to this. Yeah.
No, okay. I actually kind of like his data, but it's a very limited it's a very limited data, but it's still actually pretty good. So okay.
And
Um,
it has got a second page. Second page. Yeah, square structure with another square in it at the top left. My first thought was something like an or like those four gold square chunks. And again, we see the squares within a square within square. I would say is it coincidence that both you and Manas all get similar shape in your data?
well, no, it's not coincidence. We're remote viewers. That's what we do. You're gonna love the. Go ahead and. Oh,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is Dark
Dark
Souls.
Souls data. Yeah, he didn't draw anything, but he passed a very long message in the Discord channel. So I just copy and paste here. So the first the first word he said is the cave. You enter the cave and the air grows cooler, and the fan that you noticed earlier comes from a series of bioluminescent mushrooms growing on the walls. The cave is small, but you notice fusing. Small leather bound hook lies on a rocky outcropping. The cover is worn, but the pages appear to be intact. Yeah, a crude map is etched into the wall, depicting the island's layout. So they're very interesting data. Maybe we should. Maybe I should input his words into the chat GTP and ask AI to make a drawing for me.
Actually,
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing because you could actually take all the data out and then you would have an actual picture of what he's looking at. So there's a cave next to a beach. The beach opens, or the cave opens up onto the beach. There's a small shelter, so you could actually paint a really easy picture with that.
Give me a second. I'm actually asking AI to do this for me.
And we got to post it and show him too because he's gonna love that.
Just give me a second and see what AI can get for us.
Wow, I wonder if he wrote that or if An AI wrote that.
No idea. But really, what's the difference?
Well, when you write a story, you're actually putting bits and pieces of your unconscious into that story. I love writing, and I've noticed that when I write, I actually put what I feel is I'm subconsciously thinking. So it's a lot different story than what an AI would provide. An AI would do a oh, nice.
So this is what AI gets for us, and I think his story is very interesting and
Yeah.
looks like an adventure of something.
You're gonna love the data on this. Okay. So I'll tell you what. Can you change the parameters on the AI?
To change what what do you
Um,
want?
I don't know. Let me think of
Like
how to change this. You know what? No, don't change anything. Let's just go with this, and then let's go ahead and is that the last one? That's the last one, right?
yeah, that's the last one.
Okay, go ahead and pull up the target.
Okay. Actually, I actually don't believe any of us hit the target because it's just a normal practice target. We are not dealing with some ancient mysteries or woo stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's just a regular target from far side. But
Okay.
who knows? Who knows? Yeah, maybe we just interpret the target in a different way.
Yeah.
So in our so give me a second. Target pool C and the target 196. 196. Oh, I wouldn't say I wouldn't say it's a hit or a miss.
Okay.
It's
So
we actually
what are you looking at?
get some we actually get some good data.
Yeah.
So I'm now passing the information from far side to our Google document. So you scroll down and you should be able to see it.
Walt Disney World? Oh my God, I thought it was
Magic Kingdom.
no, that's not okay, so now I'm confused because Dumberdoles the data that is posted up there from mine.
There is a castle.
Yeah,
There is a castle just right in the center of this picture.
but this data that of mine that I'm looking at right here, this is from a different target. So that data is wrong. So this is from the data behind me is from today. So
Uh huh.
I have another set of data for today. All this stuff here is for another target. So
Uh huh.
that's okay. Okay, so it's the Magic Kingdom. Holy crap. Okay, from the camera's perspective, from a live cam, here's the photograph of the target. Here are the inputs. It's man-made smell, surface structures, one, multiple city objects inside, subject on base surface outside.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that is
I was
cool.
yeah. I would say the the biggest miss for all of our data is that we didn't perceive people in this yeah human interactions and human activities in our data.
You know, the funny thing
Oh.
is I perceived a structure on a slope. And with this
Mm-hmm.
really crappy picture, there's my structure. It didn't look like that,
Yes.
but there's my
Yes.
structure, and it really does look like it's on a slope. I even said that there was uh, people, but I couldn't tell how many, or I didn't have any numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Balloons, water, city, castle. You pretty much nailed it on yours.
No, it's I would say it's kind of like bleed throughs. yeah, when I try to remove your geolocation data, instead of removing your data, I was still stuck in my previous session. So yeah, but I would say balloons, water, city, castle, and yeah, and my description. I would say yeah, it's relevant, but not good enough. And I yeah, it's a miss for me. But I'm satisfied with the result I get.
Wow. Um,
And the most interesting I find is data from Darso. Yeah, he literally tell a very interesting story, almost like a fairy tale. But it's not true. It's a made up environment, made up story,
yeah.
and that's what that's what Disney World is all about.
Yeah, really, it really is. Plus, there's a pungent smell. It's very organic there. I mean, Disney World is a very humid, very warm area, and there's a lot of these aspects in that area. But yeah, I mean, he may have got a lot of the feel for the target,
Mm-hmm.
and wow. Let me look at my data real quick. So that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. Vegetation, growth, power, structure, people, people. So I got people down twice. I got power, I got vegetation and growth, and I got structure. So my ideograms are right. My overall was wrong. Oh, here we go. People, tourists, pass through, explorer. So
Hmm.
even my this is the data I did from this morning. Here, let me show you.
Yeah.
Let me show you real quick. You could
So area ideal feeling. Yeah.
if you look at the two sets that I put this morning, this is
Uh
on the
huh.
second page. So these are my ideograms,
Yes.
but it I got the temperature wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I did get people pass through and tunnels under it. So there's a lot of tunnels underneath this place. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I got some aspects I just didn't get the I didn't get the correct. Well, that's a that's a bummer. So wow, I was way off. But I'll tell you what, that really does look like a sloped surface right there. It looks like we're looking up a hill or a hillside.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just
Mm-hmm.
because the camera is literally looking down. So it is a tourist area. I was actually right on what it was. That is kind of amazing.
And Mana's simple drawing is also pretty good. I would say
Yeah, yeah. Both Dark Soul
the
and Mana.
simple yeah Mana simple drawing. The first page.
Is that it right there?
Yeah, this one
Yeah,
still have like a barricade.
yeah. Yeah,
So
that's
it's not a barricade. It's a castle in the distance.
yep. And there's a lot of steel in that thing. And isn't that a flagpole right in front of this at the bottom of the screen? That I think that's a flagpole right in front of them.
Yeah, possibly.
That is cool. So we all picked up aspects of this place.
Mm-hmm.
None of us actually nailed the target. That it was actually a really good target.
Uh-huh.
So
It's a yeah, good practice target.
yeah, yeah. It's funny though. I actually picked up on the tourist feel. Um, Man-made. I picked up on the man-made tourist feel. I just got so much wrong. All right. So do we want to do a random poll to see if somebody won here? How many people
Uh,
even?
I think it's yeah, because no one actually hit the target. We just do a random draw again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, for this target, we have got 5 participants, and excluding myself and you, then we have 3 people: Dumbrito and the Dark Soul and Manos.
Okay. Okay. Let's get a drum roll, please. And the winner is Number three.
Number three, Manos again. Congratulations.
Oh, Mana won?
Yes, because Manos is the last person who submitted his data. So number three is Manos, and number two is Dark Soul. Number one is Dumbledore.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, Manus, congratulations. Um, we will get that to you shortly. Well, let's see who won the geolocate. Where is the geolocate?
I think for this week, only one person submitted the data.
Really?
Just only me.
Huh.
I
Oh
didn't. I
no.
didn't.
Did Mana? I think Mana probably did. Let's see if Mana here. Let me look in the Discord real quick.
I didn't see any people. I didn't see anyone post their session.
Oh, there we go.
I
Okay.
know.
Geo 19 rabbits, antlers, or volcano. Snowboarding. I saw skiing. Nice. Okay, Manus. So you're saying rabbits, antlers, or volcano. And let me tell you what Dark Souls said. Dark Souls said he said it was a like a temple area off of Italy. He can smell, hear the monks and see, people meditating and stuff. So somewhere near Italy, and he felt it was really peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got Manus with rabbits and a volcano and antlers, and we have Dark Soul with Italy, peaceful temples. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
let's take a look at yours real quick. Yours said balloons, water,
City and castle.
yeah, cities and castle. Okay, so
Yeah.
are you
Mm-hmm.
ready?
Yeah. And if I were to guess a place, I would say somewhere in the Middle East.
Okay, you wanna zoom in a little bit?
Uh. Okay.
No, see if you can narrow it down.
You mean Middle East?
Yeah,
Because
see if you can figure out kind of a tighter location rather than just the Middle East.
okay, tighter location. Well, you mean like to name the country?
Yep.
How many countries are there? Give me a moment. I need to take a look at Google Map. Uh, because I'm not familiar with with the countries in that place. So just give me a moment. I'm not cheating because I'm still flying to Target. I'm just not familiar with the. I'm not good at geology. Okay. Let me see. Actually, I was not looking at the Middle East. The one I was looking at is Turkey. Is it Turkey? Turkey.
So Turkey's kind of in the continent.
It's
Okay.
yeah. It's not in the Middle East. Yeah. It's further north.
Hey, Dumber.
But that did catch my attention. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll go with Turkey.
Okay. That sounds good. So let's see if I can. I got. There we go. Okay. So, hey, is Dumbledore still on here?
Yes.
Oh, check the messages real quick before I show you guys. Uh, Dumbledore, do you want to jump in on the geolocate? So, oh, that's okay. He just wrote, I just joined, sorry. So, if you want to join in on this, um, let me know. So, crap. trying to get rid of this. Hold on. I'm having technical difficulties over here.
No worries.
Discord. Okay, anyways, check the messages, see if Dumbledore's adding anything to the adding any messages. I just lost the Discord feed.
Give me a second. No, he didn't. He didn't write. He didn't write his answer.
Okay. So let me figure out what I did here.
He was chatting with Dark Soul. He said that he needs 5 minutes at least.
Oh, come on, man, wing it. Listen, you could do it. Just wing it out there. All right. So
Mm-hmm.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you guys real quick.
Uh-huh. So what's your location 19? I'm
This
curious.
this is the reason why you see those little orange dots on my screen?
Oh yes.
Okay. These are earthquakes. These are fairly impressive earthquakes. Okay. And this is an old volcano
Mm-hmm.
right here. This is the island of Santorini in Greece. Currently, they are trying to evacuate this island. These are massive
Oh.
earthquakes, and this is the island of Fury or something like that. So, this is kind of like a magma upwelling. There's probably going to be a volcanic outburst here, either near the island or here out here where the earthquakes are, because magma is filling this chamber. My target is right here. It's the earthquake near Santorini and all the people leaving. Now, you can see my screen, right?
Oh yes, I can see. I can see. You are looking at the news recent from the other day.
Right. So here you have old houses, you have temples, you have all this structure built up on the rim of this old volcano. And underneath that
Mm-hmm.
old volcano, there's a magma pool. So all these
Mm-hmm.
people in all these apartments and stuff, and there's a nice round there's your round balloon, by the way. See that picture right there with the round church? And it looks like and feels like a temple. I mean, everybody did really, really phenomenal.
Uh-huh.
So, when I talked to Dark Soul, he actually got the feel of it. He just didn't get the location. So I actually awarded Dark Soul kind of like a little runner-up prize because he did so well.
Mm-hmm.
And even you did really good on your geolocate. There's a balloon, there's water, there's a city, and there's a castle. And all those things are present because a lot of the roofs are domed, and because they're
Uh-huh.
domed, it looks like there's a lot of balloons around there. So yeah, that was a really good target, and it I my whole thing was my attention was brought to it because there's an actual magma chamber underneath the ground getting filled up, and there's a lot of earthquakes going on because of that magma chamber being filled up. You know, I'm interested in Earth events, so I kind of follow that stuff. So yeah, that was my geolocate target. It's the island of Santorini and the earthquakes.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody actually got the island because I mean, who the hell would know about an island? But
No, we didn't.
a lot of people got the castle feel, you know, the old ancient city feel, and that was really impressive. So for my target, they did really good, and I was really happy with the results that people were getting. So I'm going to give everybody a runner-up prize because all the data was really good. I didn't see.
Oh,
Did Mana have data on that? Did
yeah, Mana said volcano.
Volcano?
Yeah, just like half an
that's
hour ago.
that's a
Before before you
that's
before
right.
you reveal the target,
That's right. He said
it's
he
it's
said
a it's a it's
and
a very important keyword here. I wouldn't consider it a hit, but definitely a keyword.
it is. It is volcano and the rabbits. So that's a very I mean it's a small detail in a very large picture. Well, awesome. I totally now if Dumbledore's still here, tell him to the data that my data that you pulled up. Tell him to show you the link to that data.
Mm-hmm.
It what it is me and Dumbledore did a we did a target on this, and I can't remember if it was a blind task or I can't remember what it was, and I can't remember. After I got into it, I can't remember how much that I did blind and how much I did front loaded. It was really interesting. But if Dumbledore can actually pull up that target number, it'd be really cool. So there's 11 messages. Let me see if I can pull them up. No. All right. So, anyways, the target was from Reddit. Um, it was there was a post about a square uh, worn down triangle and not triangle, square. There's a worn down looking area in a picture,
Mm-hmm.
and the target was, what does this look like? And it looked like a cube or a square pad with one corner of it was kind of round, not corner, but one inside area was kind of rounded. And so
Mm-hmm.
my I can't remember what my initial was, but after I figured out what I'm looking at, I'm trying to put all my little pieces together. And that's when I tasted the water and I saw, where it flowed out. And I saw the vegetation.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out it was a picture of a crater on Mars. And then I'm looking at this picture on the crater on Mars, and you can actually see where the pipe that I saw underneath this square object had flown goes to, and then outflows, and you can see like a little worn canyon
Mm-hmm.
going down the
Mm-hmm.
hillside. It was really cool. And so the other thing is inside this crater there used to be a water. There used to be actual standing lake or something, and then there
Mm-hmm.
was deposits and it was like muddy bottom or sandy bottom or whatever. But that dried up. All that sand got blown over this structure and kind of buried it, and then a meteorite hit, and you can actually see the meteorite imprint in the ground next to this square structure. I mean, all these really cool little details, and I'm like, this is so cool, and I can actually see a timeline. And I know this is all
Mm-hmm.
my imagination because I have no clue if that's what it is, but I literally, I mean, you talk about castle building. There was a castle, and I built it,
Yeah.
but it was cool to see how all these layers from all my data kind of built this really cool dream. And all that data you had from me on the board was my visual of
Mm-hmm.
Simple target of a cube on Mars. And this is just a picture from somebody on Reddit that took a look at an unusual geological feature in a crater
Mm-hmm.
that one of
Mm-hmm.
the Mars rovers took. So it was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
So were you surprised at getting so much data or signal line during the whole session?
no, because with Dumbledore, I tend to really focus in on it's really different doing remote viewing when you got somebody tasking you. And like I've told everybody else, it's easier because that way he can kind of guide me or point me, look at this, look at that, look at this. You know,
Mm-hmm.
why are there why are there lights in the corner? Well, I don't know. Let me look at the lights in the corner because on this four-sided structure, there were
Mm-hmm.
lights in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
At one time there were actual lights on the corner. Now, were they flares? Were they beacons? Was this man-made? I mean, I don't know, but there were
Mm-hmm.
lights. So it was really cool to be able to do that for dumb patrol, and it's so much easier to allow my brain to kind of disconnect and look at things when I got somebody else worrying about the details. I mean, I don't care about the details. My job is to take the information as it comes into my brain and then put it on the board and then just kind of work my way back and forth. It's his job to put it together to make it look good.
Yeah, it's
So
the monitor's job, not the viewer's
exactly.
job.
He's got the hard part. My part is just kind of swimming around figuring it out. He's got to put all this garbage together and make it look coherent. I I kind of feel bad for him at times. It's like, wow. Ah, but yeah, it was a really cool target.
Uh-huh.
But on that note, I also have a target that we need to. Okay, yeah, he's going to upload it. I got to show you this target.
Mm-hmm.
I have a target out that everybody's got to do. I need everybody to kind of at least give me a real basic look at. My target is coming up in the next couple of days. So uh, I'm working with IDK lens ZPC target only. Hold on, let me see what this is. Um, I'm working with IDK, and we put it down. So she's helping me try to task this target. I'm having a hard time tasking it, and the deal with this target is um, it was brought to my attention a couple of days ago, and I have limited time to get any information on it. Now I've had snowblind and uh, snowblind and somebody else has already taken a look at it. Oh, golly gee, what's his name? Oh, Snowblind did it, and I can't remember his name. All right, somebody else did the target, and they both came up with the conclusions that I came to. So my whole point is my target is very important, and it's nice to see people are coming to the same conclusion that I'm coming to. But well, when I reveal, you'll see what I mean by it's probably not a great thing. Um, but we'll know in a couple days. So that's a good thing. It's a very limited target.
Mm-hmm. So the most urgent one is the one you just mentioned yesterday.
Yeah.
That is let me see check again.
Yeah.
02B3016B and
Right. And
high priority. Maybe you should also show this target number to on your live stream so that maybe someone else watching your YouTube channel can also
I can do
get
that.
some information for you.
Let me do that real quick. So what I'll do is I'll grab that number.
Yeah.
Let's go to targets.
or maybe just leave a comment on your YouTube live stream, so that everyone who watched your live stream today, yeah, even several months from now can see this target, and maybe who knows, they might have got something else for you. Yeah, some extra data.
Yeah, I think I'll do
It's
that.
possible.
I'll post it on my I'll post it on my live stream, the general blurb, and see if somebody can come up with that, because that's a good idea. I
Yeah,
just And the other thing is, it'll document if somebody does come up with information on it.
yeah.
So that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
All right, where are we at? Okay. Oh, I just got over being sicker than a dog, coughing my lungs out, and just terrible nasal infection, working all week.
What?
Yeah,
But you seem fine to me
I
right
know.
now.
It's like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, I was 3 days ago, it was miserable. My nose is just draining. And then 2 days ago, oh yeah, it was going into my chest too, so I couldn't breathe. So 2 days ago, it's like all of a sudden everything started reversing. I started feeling great. And I mean, I was feeling great. I have never felt so good in my life. But I still have massive drainage and massive lung issues. And yesterday, I mean, it's just like total reversal. My nose is dripping, and I feel like crap again.
You, you,
It's like, I can't
you
win
you
with
know
this
what?
one.
Actually, I don't think that's a good news for you. Have you actually been with people who are close to their death? Yeah, they suddenly recover as if they are going to they are going to live another 10 years. I don't know what's the name in English. Let me ask with ChatGPT.
So you're saying because I started feeling much better and then I started feeling much worse, now I'm gonna die? Nice.
Let me see.
Oh,
Rally before death.
yeah.
Our final flicker.
The funny thing,
Twilight.
the funny
Yeah,
thing was,
that's what.
I went to
Mm-hmm.
bed. I went to bed feeling so fantastic. I mean, I was just bubbly, giddy. I mean, I was just feeling great. And then the
You,
next day, it was like, oh my god, I feel like crap. Oh, it was a hell of a rally. Yeah, you're right. That pretty much sums it up.
I, yeah, I really hope you are really getting better instead of the last rally before before your departure.
Well, the good news is I don't think I'm going to die. I've got a built-in nurse. She takes care of me, makes sure I don't do anything stupid. Oh, God, that's funny. All
So
right.
anyway, it's good to see you uh being healthy again. Yeah,
I
if you didn't tell me that you were very sick, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't notice that.
Oh yeah, I've been fighting lung issues for probably 3 or 4 months
Like
now.
a week, oh,
What?
a month.
Oh, 3 or 4 months. Yeah, yeah. So my lungs are kind of giving out. But then I've been in construction for 60 or 40 years, so I mean, I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
you know, I got major issues, but not a big deal. Uh, but yeah, when I catch a nasal cold like that, it just really kicks my butt. So
Mm-hmm.
it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there he is. Space Case. Space Case is the other one who did my data. God, I could not remember Space Case's name. But yeah, both Space Case and Snowblind did my target, and I really appreciate it because their data looks really good. So
Mm-hmm.
really
So
appreciate it.
are you blind to it or not?
Space Case? Yeah, he was blind.
Uh, okay.
Yeah, I had no idea what it was at all.
Yeah. So, and the thing is like I said, I'm working with the IDK, and I think she's gonna help me with another aspect, and then I think we're going to try to get Dave on it too. We're going to see if Dave will
Mm-hmm.
actually do it. And then
Well, I
I'll,
think Dave is very busy.
oh yeah, Dave is extremely busy. In
He's
fact,
very busy.
most of the remote viewers are, they got, oh, on that note, oh crap. I have somebody that is wanting simple views, yes or no's.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
he's willing to pay for simple views. So one of the things I was thinking is setting up an easy way for him to get a hold of the individual, I don't know, the viewer of choice. So whoever,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we can all contribute to a data pile, and then he can pay the person who wants. You know what I mean? He basically would
Oh,
say your view is the best. Here you go. Here's some money, and
okay.
then
So it's similar to what we have been doing these days. Yeah, we set our practice target every week, and we pick the best mission,
right.
and that gets reward.
Right.
Yeah.
We could set it up like that. So basically, is I'm gonna introduce him to the introduce him to the group, and then we'll set up kind of like a if he we have a he has a target that he puts out, and then
Mm-hmm.
he gets a feel for the viewer who has the best results and wants to work with the
Mm-hmm.
viewer. Then he can actually pay out so much per view, or we'll work out details. But
Mm-hmm.
it'll be kind of interesting. It'll be kind of interesting to work out different variables where people actually make a little money.
Yeah,
Um,
and I believe simple views has the biggest potential for the widespread adoption of remote viewing because most people we are not dealing with high value targets. We are just dealing with daily routines like what should I do next and yeah,
well,
just simple stuff.
so far this has been simple yes and no too. So and that really
Mm-hmm.
makes it nice. So I've been trying ARV where I've got two pictures, one of them's yes, one of
Mm-hmm.
them's no, and then I've been trying to
Mm-hmm.
base my answers on that.
Yeah.
And the results have been okay, not fantastic. So I'm trying to get
Mm-hmm.
my skill at this as to be much better rather than just okay.
But I have to remind you again that yeah, we all know that the future is not set in stone. Is probabilistic. Yeah, there are multiple timelines. Even though your data didn't come out true, does not necessarily mean that you are not a good remote viewer. Yeah, because sometimes things will just change, and
Right.
that renders the original session, the previous session obsolete. It happens.
Well, the other thing is maybe I'm picking up on aspects of the target, and
Mm-hmm.
because the target is variable, I'm picking up on the aspect that it's going up and down and up and down, and the
Mm-hmm.
yes and no is changing. So at
Mm-hmm.
this particular time, rather than the target time, it was yes,
Yeah.
but at the target time, it was no. So I mean,
So
but
yeah, we never know. We will never know because it's the we always look backwards and look at a certain result, but we all know that future there are multiple futures and multiple paths.
well, I think we're going to be able to fine tune. I know we can tweak this so that because I mean we're all fairly skilled and we can literally tweak this and get a better sense of how to get a more clear aspect
Mm-hmm.
of simple targets like this, especially if we're trying to look for a simple, you know, this target yes or no. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you can't get any simpler than yes or no.
Yeah.
And
I think that was horrible.
what's that?
I spent a lot of time trying to predict the future and try to figure it out. And one of my friends set me straight. He's like, "Why are you predicting it so much? Create the future you want." So I started doing that, and the results are much better.
But that's the problem is he has a set task. His task is unknown to me, so I can't
Yeah.
I can't predict his task or manifest a particular yes or no for his task. Now, if I knew his task, that would be one thing, or if I could work with his task. But then again, it would be interesting. And that's what I said. I'm going to bring him into the Discord, and we can work with him
Mhm.
to see
Mhm.
how he wants to do that. And because he's willing to pay for reviews, we've actually got a potential client
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
help us. So as simple viewers that we are, it would be nice to make a little a dollar amount just to kind of, you want to spend half an hour writing scribbles on
Mhm.
paper, there you go.
Mhm.
So let me work on it, and then I'll see if I can pull them in, and it'd be great. But
Yeah.
the other aspect of this is like on my target. My target has no client, but because of what it is,
Mhm.
um, it could have many clients.
Mhm.
Um, if we as a group at Screaming in the Night actually have targets like this in the future,
Mhm.
there's actually a very high dollar value for
Mhm.
data on this. So if it comes to be that this target is actual and all the data is relevant, then what I could do is we could literally, as a group, train to have more targets like this.
Mhm.
And if that's the case, then there would be a high dollar value, there would be an actual income, there would be a job set up, there would be people would actually be part of a business rather than just a loose collection of individuals.
Yeah.
It would actually be at that point I would turn around and I would get the manpower to make it into a business. Because we have the skills, we just got to figure out how to fine tune it. And I'm not skilled enough to know how to do that. So we'll get there.
Mhm.
I don't know when, but we're gonna get there, and it's gonna be good. So,
Mhm.
but we'll talk about my target in
So curious what it is,
yeah, I can't tell you now.
because I couldn't figure out if it was people or bacteria, or kind of strikes me like it might be like a somebody trying to get rid of cancer, but I can't tell if they're like trying to get rid of a culture or if it's like actual cancer. Oh, it was driving me nuts looking at it. I couldn't figure it out.
So without telling you whether it's people or cancer, if you were to look at it again, like say if you were to stand back and look at this, what's the end goal?
There was an end goal, but whatever, it seemed like whatever was trying to make this change, it did this action and has no idea what the outcome is. Like it didn't know, but the end goal of what they were trying to do, um,
So
they wanted to change something. I
was
can
it
tell that they,
random? Was this
no,
like
no,
a random act? Was this like just we're gonna do this just because and see what happens, or is this like an actual? I mean,
it it seemed like they had intent. I can't figure out what the intent. The intent was to change something,
wow.
but when they did it, like they're so standoffish and like they did it, but they either don't care about the answer, like what happened, or it's like, well, I tried, and then I'm gonna walk away and never look at the results, or they just like the outcome was unknown. They didn't know what it would do, almost like it was an experiment. Or like a doctor doing somebody an injection into solving cancer and going, well, some of the patients work and some don't. I don't know what this one's going to be, and then they move on in life.
Yeah.
Like something to that effect is what I got.
Okay.
But looking at the end result, like it's there's nothing there. But like what was happening to begin with was like something was expected to happen. Like things were expected to be working a certain way, and if it was people, they were just stunned. Like not all of them, but like some of them just didn't. do anything when they should have been like running or something. They just like stood there. It was really odd.
Okay.
And then maybe they were trying to get people to go save themselves or whatever, something. Anyway, it's I can still see it, but I can't figure out what the hell's going on.
Well, what kind of emotional impact on you does it have?
Well, I can feel like it's bad energy of some sort. Like it's either a horrible event or like cancer or something that's not working right. It's not a good thing. Like these, whatever it is, was supposed to be acting, and they weren't. Some of them were, but not much. And like there was, like a tidal wave coming in on a beach, and people are supposed to be running, and they're like, "There's no hope," so they're just standing there.
Okay. Yeah.
Kind of a thing, or something like that. But it definitely feels like a bad event of some sort.
All right.
And the intent of whoever was doing or whatever was doing something. What's weird is like the delivery method that they tried to fix it with. It looks like it was going through a tube. I couldn't tell if it was like a virtual thing, like they were tunneling their way into civilization. Whatever it was, like came from the side. But maybe it was like a needle with whatever it was, like an idea or a medicine or something getting injected. And by a medicine, I mean could be a poison, like whatever it was. Was definitely like through a tube, and that I don't know. Maybe it's like fluoride into the water supply, or
No.
I don't know what, but it doesn't seem like it's a branched thing, like a water distribution system. It seemed like it was a single thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You guys
yeah.
are
So that
you guys are gonna love the you're gonna love the reveal. So talk to IDK if you get a chance. Send her a message if you come up with any additional information, and then
Mhm.
oh,
also post it
did you see the message I sent you with that patent?
on the patent. Which
Remember
patent?
the thing that messed with the time? I sent you
Oh,
a personal message to a
yes.
patent that looks almost the same, only in this case it's noble gas in the middle, in the other case it was something else, and it is so close.
Really close to the time effect advice from the viewing session. Right. So Lynn, he's actually looking at a time effect device that me and Princess looked at. And
Mhm.
so the patent that he's referring me to is a patented device for something similar to what he's doing. So me and Princess looked at this time effect device, and she was making suggestions on different elements um, of what they could do to make it better, and it was really interesting. So this one's a little bit different. Well, it's a lot different than his, but it's kind of the same principle, which is really, I mean, it amazes me that how we do this remote viewing. So
Oh,
I'm
by the way, that's a U.S. Navy patent. And when the Navy was asked about this, they said this does actually produce a flying craft with the technology that they have now. They verified publicly that this works.
right. So
Nuts.
now we have a patent, and we have an idea, and we've got remote viewers looking at it, and an idea that works very similar to a patented device that has been said that works. So it's really interesting to see how remote viewers and scientists can work together on a project.
Mhm.
So
And
very
and the base idea, if this helps any of your viewing or looking at these things, I remember you telling me that the craft of these flying things, the skin was really important.
yep.
And now I have figured out why, because you told me that. So, what's going on? I am almost positive at this point, and it makes all these crazy little devices I've seen over the years make sense as to what works and what doesn't. You make a plasma first. The plasma is super important. So you make this on the skin of the craft, and then you move the plasma around, and this is what makes it work. So it's you make the plasma, and then you move that in various formats to create the effects you're looking for. And the plasma, the reason why you need that is it self-organizes, and it does basically a negative entropy. So the self-organization creates these little like bagel coil like fields and other structures that end up pulling energy out of wherever. They literally get cold. They're pulling energy out of the environment to do things. So this is how you get rid of the gravity, but the plasma has to be first. And all the experiments I've done, I've been looking at the fields. I don't care what the magnetic and electric fields are doing anymore because that's not the base thing. You have to start with the plasma. So the outside of the craft has to generate the plasma. That's one of its huge things. That shell has to do that, or you're not getting anything.
Right. And this
So
is
that is
and this is the basis of the the orbs. I mean, it's how the orbs and the crafts, the UFOs are actually flying. It's just using the plasma to wrap around it and use that to generate lift and speed. And this whole process that you've got going where you're taking the simple ideas and trying to transform it, how long is it going to be until we can actually use this for our own devices?
so. And one of the things I don't know yet, I've been asking people, is do people smell ozone around the flying craft? Because that might help me figure this out some. And because like commercial ozone generators, they run an insulator of some sort, usually ceramic, like aluminum oxide, like they do for refractory walls in like furnaces.
Right.
And then you run like an embedded uh, electrode in one side, and then the other side is something like stainless steel wire. And you give it high voltage AC, and it just breaks down the atmosphere and makes plasma. And in that plasma, you will get ozone creation.
Right.
Actually, a lot of ozone. So if that's how it's working, and then they're pushing it around with electric and magnetic fields, it's relatively simple to do the rest of what you need. These things are going to smell like ozone. Maybe it'll work with them turned down enough not to quite create the ozone, and that would give me a bit of a clue as to what to do. But like the aluminum oxide stuff, I've got about 40 pounds of that I bought to make a furnace. This stuff is expensive and hard to get, and I got about 40 pounds of it. I got 30 foot of stainless steel wire at the hardware store yesterday. I've got the high voltage supplies. This isn't tough. Anyway, I've got all the stuff to do this. It's not particularly hard. I do my experiments with glass, but if you overheat the glass, it becomes conductive. It'd short out. It has runaway problems, but I can use it for prototyping. So, anyway, there's something I'm working on right now. I absolutely need to finish in the next couple of days, I think, because I really want to know what the hell it does, and then I'm on to it. So within a couple of weeks, I should know the answer to this. I should be able to figure this plasma thing out and go for it.
Cool.
Hey, Spades, I sent you the video in the chat that the triangle I have seen in daylight.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me wrap this contest up. So Mana won the conciliatory prize. Geolocate data was awesome, and my target that's coming up is going to be cool. So, do you want to throw anything else in here, Lynn?
No, I think it's all good, and I'm very, very glad that we have so many people exchanging different ideas, and yeah,
I'm really
areas of
I'm really hoping that our remote viewing skills will increase, and I'm really hoping that one day we'll actually have a working prototype of a UFO. So
we will. I'm very certain we will, and we will be the first group of people who actually witness these kind of devices, because so many people, they are still blind to this whole UFO phenomenon and psychic phenomena. They just don't know well, of course, we don't know the details about it, but we know it's real. So that's a big difference. Yeah, we just keep digging in this direction, and we will all. It's certain that we will get something.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. We are like right on the edge.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, then I am gonna shut this down, and
Uh-huh.
we will pick it up next week. So
Mm-hmm.
it's good seeing you, Lynn. I really had fun. It was a good target.
Yeah. Good to see you guys as well. Yeah, especially space case, and I don't know how to pronounce that name. Rhizmatis. I hope excuse me if I didn't
Yeah,
pronounce
it's
it
fine.
right. Yeah.
That makes me want to come up with a username that's all consonants, so it's not pronounceable.
Okay.
That's pretty good. All right, guys. So
Oh,
we will see you all next week.
okay. See you guys. Goodbye. Have
Okay.
a nice